Hi guys, Hamster here. Finally, part 5 of the SPR build. This is the final chapter on this rifle. This rifle is 100% complete and has been to the range and fired with the scope. And I gotta say, I'm extremely pleased with this project. Everything has worked exactly as I had hoped. Some things better, some things not quite as good, but all in all, I am extremely happy with this build. As you may guess here, this is my interpretation of a Mark 12 rifle. It is not exactly true, but it is my interpretation, and it is rather close. And I gotta say, I'm extremely happy with it. Now, while it is very accurate, I don't believe it's going to be anywhere near as accurate as a high quality bolt action rifle. But it is a semi-automatic, which has features a bolt action rifle doesn't have. The rate of fire is going to be much better on this. Magazine fed, magazine capacity. There's a lot of advantages to this Mark 12. One being that I can use all the same gear that I use on my regular AR-15s, mag pouches, etc., magazines to support this rifle are exactly the same. Training wise, exactly the same. The fire control group, everything's exactly the same as any other AR-15. So I can use my same gear, my same training, the magazines, even in a pinch I can use the exact same ammunition. I'm not required to use a special ammunition on this. I can shoot any 5.56 round or 2.23 round that I can get my hands on. So in the event that I run out of the Mark II 62 Mod 1 ammunition, I can put any 62 grain, 55 grain, any 2.23 round I can shoot through this. Now, as I might have mentioned, the barrel twist rate on this is a 1 in 8, and it seems to work quite well. This is a stainless steel high quality barrel here that is free floated in this PRI carbon fiber tube. The one area I didn't quite hit where I was hoping to hit was in weight. My weight came in a little bit higher than I was hoping for. The rifle as it sits here with an empty 20 round PMag, with the bipod, the sling mount, the sling, the brake on it, everything as it sits, it weighs in right at 12 pounds. Not too bad. I was hoping to keep it a little bit lighter, but it is what it is. You know, if I could have went with the lighter stock, I could have did maybe not had a muzzle brake, but I'm extremely happy with everything. I would just wish the weight could have been a little bit lower, down in 11 pound range, but 12 pounds. Fully ready to go as you see it. Not too bad. The muzzle brake, I am still extremely ecstatic about this muzzle brake. This is the Surefire MB 556K. Outstanding brake. You might notice here that I'm running the LaRue SPR mount. I'm running the high version. I chose to go with the high version for two reasons. One, to give myself enough clearance for a rear sight, which I have enough clearance to clear any rear sight you would want to buy. And I think you could get by with the low mount and still have plenty of room for your rear sight. But one thing I didn't like some other times, when I'm running a really set of low rings or a low mount, that I have to really shove my face into the stock to get my eye aligned up to the scope. And I really didn't like that, so I decided to, since I chose this stock, which has the adjustability built in, I went with a slightly higher mount so I could adjust the stock to where my eye would just naturally line right up with the rifle. So now every time I shoulder this rifle, my eye just perfectly naturally lines right up. I don't have to push my cheek into the stock or adjust my head to get my eye aligned. I just shoulder this rifle and it just naturally, my eye lines right up. And I really like that, and I think by running the higher mount with the adjustable stock allowed me to just naturally have my eye line up, which was really nice. It made it a lot more comfortable and a lot easier to get behind and shoot. The Geisley trigger worked fantastic. This is the SSAE enhanced, so it's a working trigger, but it's a a little bit lighter and a little bit crisper, and I think it did actually help me with my accuracy. Not only did the trigger enhance my accuracy, the choice of ammunition was crucial. Round count now wise, we're up to 170 rounds, and the rifle has ran absolutely flawless. And again, the bolt does not seem to get very dirty. I don't know if it's the choice of ammunition or just due to the longer gas system, but I put 100 rounds to it the other day, and it was like there was like really nothing that needed to be cleaned. It was still extremely clean. The two types of ammunition we used on it the other day here to go out and get the optics set up, where they were both Black Hills, the white box, which are seconds, and then I ran the red box, which is the factory new. If you have a choice on the two of these, go with the red box. These are factory seconds that were rejected for the military contracts because they had blemishes in them. Some of them had little dents and dings in the cases and whatnot. It's not a scientific test, but it sure seemed like every time I was shooting from the white box, my groups were a little bit bigger than they were if I was shooting the red box. So I would say go with the red box. If you can get it, go with the red box. Everywhere I've seen, the price is pretty much the same. You're not saving any money by buying the white box. So if it's available, go red box. And I seem to have better results shooting the brand new factory, unblemished rounds. Other than that, these ones are blemished, these ones are perfect, and this seemed to shoot a little tighter groups. It could just have been me, it could have been a mental thing, but I'm extremely happy with the rifle. It shot 1 MOA. Due to cost factors and time, I limited myself to 3-round groups because I don't get this for free, so I was shooting 3-round groups because it's about $1 a squeeze. So we had it at 100 yards. We sighted the scope in. The Night Force scope, I can't say enough good things about it. I am in love with this new scope. And I have another scope that's really high quality. I have a Leupold Mark IV. And between the two of them, I definitely prefer the Night Force. The Night Force has a lot of things going for it that the Leupold just doesn't quite have, and this scope is a nicer scope. A little bit more money, not much, but a lot better scope. Took it out, we shot it. I'm not claiming to be an expert, so I'm just going to give you what I encountered, my data points here. We shot it pretty much as you see it sitting right here. I shot it off the bipod, off this exact bag, sitting on a wooden table, not a whole lot more sturdier than this one. And the results I was able to achieve at 100 yards, here's one of the targets I saved. This will give you an idea what the rifle should be doing. This group here was the white box, and it opened up a little bit. I had this happen several times. I mean, it could just be me. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It could be me. But when I shot the red box, I seemed to tighten the groups up a little bit. And if I really controlled my breathing, paid attention to my trigger control, and watched my heart rate, made myself nice and calm, and then really tried, I was able to do this several times. So this is at 100 yards. So it can definitely put a 3-shot group inside of a 1-inch. So I'll say with this ammunition, it's definitely a 1 MOA gun, which is better than a typical AR. Here's a couple other groups I shot. Not outstanding. This one's a little bit better. These are at 100 yards, shooting off the bipod, off that rear bag. So I'm pretty happy with that. The gun's doing well. I did okay. I'm sure I can do better as I get more time. Like I said, total round count now is only 170 rounds. We put 100 rounds through it, and sighting the scope and just trying a few things. And I gotta say, the Night Force scope, if you're considering that, outstanding. I might just do another video just on the scope and how I set it up. I could not be happier with the scope. But this Mark 12 Mod Zero upper from Bravo Company has performed flawlessly. Has just ran perfect. The Magpul furniture, the stock, outstanding. The stuff I got, the bipod, the mount from LaRue, is just works fantastic. The muzzle brake and that Geisley trigger make this thing a joy to shoot. That muzzle brake reduces the recoil. It's like you don't even know you've been shooting. Your shoulder doesn't feel anything, and muzzle movement is like zero. So being able to get a second shot really quick and be able to do it accurately is a huge plus. But hopefully I'll get it out here again next weekend, and we'll stretch it out a little bit. I'm hoping to jump into a class in November and stretch this thing out to 600 yards, and we'll push this rifle, myself and this ammunition, and we'll see what it can do out to like 600 yards, maybe beyond. So, but it's complete. The rifle's complete. I'm going to do one more shakedown run with it before I take it to class, but I can say I'm quite happy with it. It's doing everything I'm asking it to do. If anything, I'm the weak link in this system without a doubt. But this is part 5. This is the final chapter on the Mark 12 build. Like I said, the only thing I really wasn't quite happy with was the weight. We came in right at 12 pounds, and I was hoping to keep it under that. But everything was worked fantastic, and I could not be happier. And we were definitely able to hit. I'll give you another view of it here. Definitely able to achieve 1 MOA accuracy with the Black Hills ammunition. So the Bravo Company upper and the Black Hills ammo, we were able to get it in at 1 MOA. So hopefully I should be able to do my part on stretching this thing out at 600 yards and beyond. And I'll give you an update on what happens there. Hopefully maybe I can bring the camera along. I don't know. I'm going to be in class, so it's going to be kind of busy. So, but this is the final chapter on the SPR build. So if you're thinking about Mark 12, pretty versatile platform. Like I said, it works with all your other AR-15 accessories. Will work with this. I'm not limited to that ammunition. In a pinch, I can shoot pretty much anything I can get my hands on, which I think is a big plus. But it gives me pretty accurate capabilities in a semi-automatic platform, and at a relatively decent weight. I think the Mark 12 is actually a pretty versatile platform. It could be used for a lot of stuff besides distance, but this is going to be used for distance primarily for me. But this is it. Thanks for watching.